Why not make 10 times more doing the exact same thing? Well, here's how. You can skip houses and go straight to commercial real estate, wholesaling, self-storage. Remember when I had the live training a few weeks ago? Now you have an opportunity to get the course version of that particular training. But I'm only going to make that available to a small few. Now, I wish I had the opportunity over 20 years ago to go straight to commercial real estate. So what I've done is I've given you a small preview of what's in the course, and there's a lot more. So all you have to do is just stick around and watch this 3-minute video to see how you can skip houses and go straight to commercial real estate. But stick around to the end and I'll share with you on how you can be one of those small few to access the course. So on to the preview. Have the deal that I did where we said we split the 150. We found that deal through text messaging. And so it was just outside of Nashville, and mom and pop situation, they were ready to retire. But that deal was found by text message. Now, of course, we eventually got on the phone with them, but that's how the initial lead was generated. Earnest money on that. So it's a $400,000 and something property. Now, you could probably get away with $1,000 earnest money. You could probably get away with that. But just assuming it was 1.4 million, we're just going to assume that. Matter of fact, we'll just do that so it'll stay clean. So we're going to assume this is the 1.4 million. So they normally not going to want to do $1,000 earnest money. Now, to get around that, well, let me just fill this out first, then I'll explain it. So we'll do 1,000 EMD, right? And then additionally, what I'll do, I'll say an additional on $1 million. So we would probably do $5,000, an additional 4,000 after the due diligence period has ended. Okay. In most cases, we get away with that. They don't trip about it at all. All right. If you're dealing in a $4, $5 million, $10 million property, you may do 6 months on here. But so normally what I'll do, I'll say, hey Siri, what's 90 days from today?
It's Friday, January 12th. 2024.
So that's what I would put on there. Now, probably what I'll do is I would probably put the 15th on. That may be a holiday. So I'll probably do the 16th, right? So 24 is what I would do. And then you're going to have your initials and all that stuff. All right. So down here, so we get into your due diligence but I use DocuSign. We also use SignWell. One of the team members, she uses that a lot. I really don't use it that often. She uses it to send over NDAs or whatever, which we're going to stop doing that. So I go ahead and log in here. All right, so you want to go ahead and start your setup. So you say, well, what are you doing here? Okay, so we're finna get the contract signed. We'll make it easy for the people to sign the contract. Now, everybody won't do this, but the majority will. And it takes out a lot of the questioning. A lot of times the question that they'll have about a contract, they'll email you on it. So now you have time to get an opinion, someone like myself, on what should I say or whatever. Why it's so important to generate a significant amount of leads. Well, let's just say you only did one between now and Christmas or between now and Valentine's Day, but it looked like this deal here. You got it under contract for $400 and wholesaled it for $488. I could wait 4 months for $88,000, but that's how we basically make the offers, going through that process there. So now let's talk the talk on this. Now, very important part of it. Now, it's not in a script form, and I did that intentionally, right? Because the worst thing you want to do is sound like you're reading. So you just need to understand what you need out of the conversation. And so I'm going to go through all of this. You just need to understand what you need out of the conversation. Right? The reason what attracted me to this is broker information. Now, with residential real estate, you have agents and brokers that have relationships with investors, no doubt about it. But they, with anything, you have to do your due diligence, do your research, do the networking that's necessary. But one thing I do know about commercial, all of their clients are investors, right? And so everybody involved on the commercial side of the world, in most cases, are investor minded. From you, obviously, to the owner, to the broker, to the buyer, even the lenders. Everybody's involved, investor minded. So a lot of creative stuff can happen. All right. So boom, you're still here. So to be one of the few to access the course, skip houses, go straight to commercial real estate, wholesaling, self-storage, text the letters CRE to 205-964-5243, and you will thank me later.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.